and welcome back to Design Movements, the show where history, art and design meet. I'm your host, Sarah Wilkinson, and today we're at Heide II, a wonderful example of Australian modernist architecture. So come on, let's go in and have a look.
In 1934, John and Sunday Reed bought the site upon which the present Heide Museum of Modern Art complex sits. They named it Heide for Heidelberg, in reference to the Heidelberg School, an Impressionist art movement that developed in nearby Heidelberg in the late 19th century. Outgrowing the original 1870s farmhouse that sat on the property due to an amassing contemporary art collection, John and Sunday commissioned David McClashan and Neil Everest to design a new house, Heide II, a modernist classic. Heide II was always designed to be a gallery to be lived in, and despite the rural setting, as we can see outside, it has a strongly urban feel both inside and in the paved approaches towards the building. The brief they gave in 1963 to McClashan and Everest was that it should be romantic, have a sense of mystery, and weather so it appeared to be a picturesque ruin nestled within the landscape. Contrary to modernist design at the time, which featured continuity of space, Heide II rather is a society of rooms linked together with mysterious corridors that twist and turn and wander out of sight, can come to surprising dead ends. The hearthroom, tucked away on the first floor, has a fire pit on its right-hand side and a built-in seat on the other, which surround a carpeted trough through the centre of the room. This room creates a feeling of coziness and comfort and is such a contrast to other rooms within the building. It's not only the mood that changes, but there's a surprising textural change and a creaking soft plank floor, the only wooden floor within the whole house. The original natural textured wool carpet that covers the floor and the sofa are also as per when the Reeds lived here. The back wall of the fireplace still bears the scars of many fires that have taken place in this room. As we can see, the property has now been turned into a public art gallery with a current exhibition that complements the neutral colour palette of the home and also the close to source materials that are used throughout Heide II. Leaving the hearth and coming down the corridor, we come to the largest space of the house, the double-height gallery hall that is filled with light and has the qualities appropriate to an art gallery. It's evident that they had the idea that this place was always going to be an art gallery from the moment that they developed this property. This airy and light-filled space used to be the living room for the family when they resided here. The views from the window is kept as clear as possible, with large plate glass windows being used. This room also contains one of the talking points of the property, the wonderful staircase that was once railless that leads up from the ground to the top floor, which has been altered to comply with current Australian building standards. It's not hard to draw comparisons to Frank Lloyd Wright's theory of compression and release. Looking at the kitchen, we find it slightly claustrophobic, but can imagine the wonderful meals that would have been cooked here. It is here we come across one of the most beautiful historical markers of the property and gives evidence to the idea that the kitchen was a place where people were always welcome. Years of family and friends swinging their heads around into the kitchen to see what was on the cook have worn away this beautiful dent in the Mount Gambier limestone that the house is made from. These large cream bricks resemble travertine and are complemented by a smaller scaled terrazzo tile that is used throughout the property, thus maintaining a neutral colour palette and giving the breathing space for the art that is always intended to be
displayed here.
Thank you for joining me, Sarah Wilkinson, on today's Design Movements, the Heidelberg edition. I give McClashen a big tick when it comes to delivering on a brief. Heide II certainly is romantic, has a sense of mystery, and has weathered over time to take on the appearance of a ruin in its landscape. Bye now.